Hi guys, welcome back to Jerusalem Playroom. My name is Jamaica, and this is going to be a video I'm uploading for adult doll therapy. And I'm uploading this video because I had a very vivid dream. I have been having these vivid dreams about a situation in my life for a while. So when I got up this morning, I just decided that I was going to talk with God about the situation. And let me say this, because I want to say that I was wanting to understand why it is that I was trying to take back the hurt, or I know that somebody is hurting. And it was like, I felt like it was my fault that they were hurting. And the reason why I was saying that is because I said to myself, for someone to do something like that to me, I must have done something to make them want to hurt me. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because in life, we can deal with traumatic experiences, with whether it's verbal, mentally, or physical abuse. So what I was trying to justify was, what did I do to make someone verbally abuse me, make someone mentally abuse me, and make someone physically abuse me? What did I do to make them do that? Because I was like, well, did I cause that? This is what I was asking myself. Did I cause that? So I said to myself, well, they're going through, and it's the reason why they're going through. I was trying to figure out, was it because of me? So let me say, and I hope that I'm being honest with you guys. I'm trying to be honest with you guys to help somebody, because I was trying to free myself up. In the movie The Color Purple, many people have watched the movie Color Purple. And I have a life coach. Her name is Joyce A.G. And she would always say, when you watch something or you read something, what are your takeaways from it? And in the movie Color Purple, I got so many takeaways. So this is where I'm trying to go. Celie was sold into marriage. She didn't want to marry Mr., but her stepdad forced her to marry him. Mr. was looking for somebody to take care of his children. So when Mr. went to Celie's stepdad, he really wanted Nettie, but the stepdad was like, no. So anyway, Mr. brought Celie to his house, and he already had children. She was the stepmom. So Celie's in the character, Celie had already dealt with physical abuse. Now she was sold to a man who's not only physically abusing her, he was mentally abusing her and verbally abusing her. So she was going through just traumatic experience. She was just dealing with this on a day-to-day basis. So much so that Mr.'s son, his children, well, in the movie Harpo, when he said, this is your new mom, Harpo was like, she's not my mom. And he threw a brick, and it hit Celie in the head. So these children witnessed their dad mistreat their stepmom. So Harpo didn't have any other female women to talk with. So he witnessed this abuse that his dad did to his stepmom. Now the children feared their dad. The movie doesn't talk about the daughters. In the beginning of the movie, we did see that there were some little girls, because Celie was combing the little girl hair. And when she was combing the little girl hair, she made a response to Mr., and Mr. slapped her. Again, this is the physical, verbal, and mental abuse. So as the children got older, we don't hear anything about the girls. We just hear about Harpo. So Harpo falls in love with this woman. And when he falls in love with this woman named Sofia, Harpo goes to his dad because he's trying to... Sofia was one of those women who was just outspoken. And we find some women who we feel like are mean, who are bullies or whatever. And they could be that way, but we don't understand why they are bullies or why they're the way that they are. But we find out about Sofia's story. So Harpo goes to his dad and he asks his dad about how to put Sofia in line. And his dad clearly tells him to beat her. But Harpo didn't listen to his dad because he really loved Sofia. So if Harpo didn't listen to his dad, where did the beating of Sofia came from? The beating of Sofia came from a woman, Celie. He was talking to a woman who was broken on how to handle his wife. So when a man asked Celie a question about how to help his marriage, the first thing she said was, beat her. When you are in a marriage, you have to be careful where you get your counseling from, because you want to make sure that you don't take counseling from someone who's broken. In the movie Sex and the City, God, I forgot the character's name, but Sarah Jessica Raphael, I think that was her name. No. Sarah. Anyway, the one who was married to Mr. Big or whatever his name. She was Big left and she didn't understand. Well, her friend was going through something in her marriage because her husband had cheated. So she told him something and he walked away. But Carrie couldn't understand. I think that was her name. Carrie couldn't understand like what was going on until the friend told her. She was like, oh, I said something to him. When giving advice, we have to be careful that we don't give advice from a broken status. So going back to The Color Purple, well, Harpo and Sofia are fighting. Something changed and Sofia was like, Harpo, you know, it didn't show this in the movie, but I'm sure during the argument, she was like, Harpo, where is this coming from? Why all of a sudden you changed? Why all of a sudden you putting your hands on me? So Harpo, we already seen he was sort of like a coward a little bit, you know. And well, she could understand it if it would have came from his dad. But it hurt her to her core when she found out another woman told her husband to beat her. That's where she was like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me this woman who gets mentally, verbally, and physically abused told you to do this to me? In Sophia's mind, she was like, she should have been the one to say not to do that. Why would she tell you that? So Sofia goes to confront Celie. And in the movie, we all laugh because of the character. And she was like, you told Harpo to beat me. She was angry. And she was hurt. And this is where we hear her story. Why she was the way she was. Why she was so outspoken. Why she was this way and that way. Because as a little girl, she grew up in a house with a whole bunch of men who would touch little girls or do things to little girls. And this is a topic that nobody wants to deal with right now in 2024 because there are a lot of girls who have been abused sexually. Well, I'm sorry, SA. Okay. So here in the movie, we are hearing for the first time, okay, she has a right to do this. She has a right to defend herself. So going back to my story, many people who do things to people with ill intent malicious intent, just wrong, or giving wrong advice, they are dealing with karma. They are dealing with the actions, they are dealing with the effects of what they put out that was negative. So in the book, Celie was having all sorts of nightmares. She was tossing and turning. She couldn't sleep. She had to, I think in the book it said something about her reading the Bible. It was a long time since I read the book, but I mainly remember she was saying in the book where she couldn't sleep. And she didn't understand what happened. She never experienced that before. So she didn't understand why am I going through this? Why is my spirit being tormented? Because she was being tormented. She couldn't understand that. Well, she was being tormented because she gave the wrong advice to another married woman. So she had to deal with the negative effects of what she spoke and what she said out of her mouth to cause this other marriage to go into chaos, because it wasn't supposed to be like that. She caused that. So what she did was she went back and apologized to Sofia. Now, the movie didn't depict that, didn't show that, but the book did. She went and apologized for the wrong that she did, because what she did in her heart, she thought she was doing right. Okay, let's say that she thought she was doing right, but she was wrong. And in life, and many times we feel like we're doing something right, and the Lord will let us know if it's wrong, because we'll get convicted in our spirit. That's what it was. Celie was convicted in her spirit. So when you are convicted in your spirit, you right that wrong. You apologize. So what is going on now in 2024, individuals who have been wrong and are convicted in their spirit, they are staying up under this conviction because they don't want to apologize for the wrong that they did against somebody. So they're getting angrier and angrier and angrier, feeling like, oh, well, I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. I just told the truth. Okay. You felt like you told the truth. But if you're being convicted, it's a reason why you're being convicted. See, God knew the plan. And the reason why Sofia came, because God knew that Sofia was this type of woman. And during that time, you didn't stand up to a person of another color. Okay, we're just going to, you didn't talk back to certain men, and you didn't do stuff like that. But it was Celie who was the one that helped. Listen to what I'm saying. God used Celie to help Sofia. Maybe Celie felt like she had to because of the wrong she did. That's what God is going to do right now. That's what he's doing in 2024. These people who have wronged you, when they apologize, this is what God said, your enemy is going to become your footstool, because your enemy is going to be the one that's going to boost you up. Your enemies are going to be the one that help you, because they're going to come back and apologize and going to do whatever they can to help you to get to that next level, because they want to be freed up from the conviction. The real people who want to be freed up from that conviction. Now, at the beginning of the movie, we saw how when Sofia and Harpo was fighting, how her sisters came and they were there to help her. But when she was in prison, well, jail, I'm going to say jail. When she was in jail, the movie didn't show her sisters. I think the sisters may have had the children, if I'm not mistaken, or Harpo, I don't know. But the children, look what happened. Because of that wrong advice, it not only affects the family as a whole. It breaks up families. So we as wives, we as women of God have to encourage our sisters. Not out of a place of hurt, but of a place of love. Now, I have children who are in relationships. I have said some things that I thought I was right. Let me just say that. I was dead wrong. I had to apologize. I had to apologize because I was in a place of hurt. I was hurting. And I gave out wrong advice. Now, what I should have did was say, we're going to pray about this. Y'all quit that. Stop what you're doing. We're going to pray about this in the name of Jesus. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm praying. Our prayer is to bring families together, not separate them. Bring them together. Children need their parents in the home. They don't need their parents in jail. They need their parents at home together. I got some words of advice from my aunt. Dear God, she's gone. I remember when I was a teen mother, she told me, Jamaica, take care of yourself. She said, I love you, but I don't want to take care of your children. I told somebody that and they said, well, that was me. No, it wasn't. She already had her 6 or 7 kids she had raised. She didn't want to raise nobody else's kids. She was like, take care of yourself. There have been videos and stuff about people, about young women. I've seen posts about young women saying that the grandmother's supposed to babysit. No, we've raised our children. You raise your kids, not us. We're going to help and guide you. We can do what we can in our ability, but it's not for us to raise them. It's for you. What we're supposed to do as grandparents is give wise counsel. Now, if my children discipline their children, I let them discipline them. But when they come over here, it's a totally different story. So there was a video where it was a cartoon where this boy was calling his mom. He was calling his mom on the grandma phone, and he was playing with a video game. And the mom was like, are you playing with a video game? And the little boy was like, uh-huh. She was like, you're supposed to be on punishment. So the grandma got the phone and said, what is you fussing at this boy about? And he said, Mom, he's supposed to be on punishment. And the grandma said, he on punishment over your house. Over here, he's not on punishment. And she said, well, he's not supposed to be playing with no game. And grandma said, well, that's my game. I let him play with it. Now, when you going to come pick him up? Because I got to go play bingo after a while. And the mom was going off on the grandma was going off on the mom, and the little boy was sitting there playing. So what I'm saying is, whatever the parent is doing at their house, you can set your rules there. But when they come over to grandparents' house, our job is to let them be a kid. That's what my job is. So what does all this have to say? Why am I bringing all of this out? I'm bringing all of this out because right now, free yourself up and ask the holy divine creator to forgive you for your sins, known and unknown. Known and unknown. Sometimes people will forgive you, but they won't forget. Okay, but if they forgave you, that frees it up. Okay, well, good. I have had situations where I have said stuff to people. I know I've said something to people that hurt them. And I ask for forgiveness. And by me asking for forgiveness, they continue to hate. And I understand that. So I'm like, well, they have that right to feel that way because I really said or did something to hurt them. But what's going on with me now is like something is wrong. And I'm sitting up here having these vivid dreams and seeing faces. And I'm like, well, something wrong. What's wrong? Now I'm saying something is wrong and I'm praying. Yet they haven't released. They really haven't forgiven. They said with their mouth, but they heart. So they being up under conviction. They're being convicted in their spirit. They're being convicted in their spirit. And so I'm just praying. I'm like, Lord, I don't know what's going on. I'm praying. But then while I'm praying, I'm praying for them. And I'm to the point now where I'm like, I'm going to be honest. When you as believers really honestly and pray for somebody, when I tell you guys, when they speak anything negative about you or on your name, that even weighs them down even more. So they still under this conviction, they mad, they angry, and you wondering, am I causing the additional weight because I'm praying for them? No, you're not causing additional weight because you're praying for them. They putting that weight on themselves because they still dealing in hate. They don't know how to operate in love and let go and be free as a bird. There's all sorts of videos out here that telling you to free yourself up. Celie freed herself up from that conviction because she couldn't sleep. She was like, what in the world? I've never experienced this before. What in the world is going on? She was convicted because she told another man to go be his wife. Because she was being beaten, mistreated, and all of that. Why would we say, girl, if I was you, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't. You, and I said that, you right, you wouldn't, but you ain't me. Pray over your husbands. The spell work is done. It's over with. The veil has been lifted. I did another video when I was talking about spiritless beings. The veil has been lifted. Everything is exposed. So these spells and curses and stuff that these people are trying to use no longer work. All this magic that these women did to get these men to fall in love with them and have babies, the truth is being revealed. People are being convicted because of what they did. And they're angry and mad. And you send the believers of God, we're sitting back like, what some people's like, what's going on? When I go to the store, I hear stuff. I'm like, what's going on? And I try to tell people, I was like, oh, it's something in the air. That's what I say, because I have to be careful what I say, because I don't know what kind of entity. I don't know if I'm talking to an entity using the shell. I don't know if I'm talking to an angel. So I have to be very careful with my words of what I say when I'm out in the public. When, again, Celie, Harpo asked Celie, what I'm going to do? Celie got up. She thought she was helping. She said, beat her. Sophia was hurt because she couldn't understand, why would a woman tell a man to beat his wife? He saw his dad, what his dad did. He didn't get the advice from his dad. He only beat her when when Celie told him to. So when I was sitting up here, when I was dealing with my situation, I said, Lord, why is it my fault? This is what I'm saying. I said, is it my fault that they going through? This is what I was saying. Is it my fault that it was? Sophia didn't probably know that Celie was under conviction for what she did. Maybe, I can't remember in the book if Celie told Sophia. But these people that's dealing with the convictions, it's being given to me that they up under conviction. And I'm like, Lord, well, is it because of me? Not taking credit. I'm just saying, I'm praying for them. But because they're still dwelling and putting all this negative stuff out, the Lord is showing me that they convicted. And I'm praying hard. Because I'm like, Lord, all they got to do is free themselves up. Free yourself up from all of this negativity. You don't have to wallow in it. You don't have to, guys, y'all know y'all have been in some places where I have walked in some places where the vibe is just so low. And the Kendrick Lamar song that says, please don't kill my vibe. And he said, I'm a sinner, probably going to sin again. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Sometimes I need to be alone. Please don't kill my vibe. Please don't kill my vibe. I can feel your energy. He's saying many of you can feel energy. And you sit up here and saying, well, wait a minute. Sometimes your body is in tune to places that you shouldn't be in. I'm speaking from experience. Sometimes I can feel an energy that's negative. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I feel like, and this is why, if I feel like I'm in a negative space, I pull myself back, because I'm like, I'm in a negative space and I don't want that negativity to get out on somebody. So let me free myself up. I had a sister call me one day, and she was like, she's an elder sister, And she was like, well, you don't call me, you don't do this, and you don't do that. And she did reach out, and I was like, I was in a place of hurt. I was in a place of darkness. I said I was dealing with something. And she was like, I thought I did something. I was like, no, you didn't do anything. I said, she thought she did something wrong. Now, it didn't have anything to do with her. So now I have started telling people, like, if I don't call, if you don't hear me, it's no disrespect or anything. I'm just dealing with something. You know, I'm dealing with something. Sometimes you can't share everything with everybody because you don't want to get that counsel for somebody to say, well, if I was you. So, again, when you're seeking wise counsel, look at this movie. Mothers, sisters, we have to be careful what we give to our sisters, cousins, younger cousins, and stuff like that. Everybody loves chicken. I'm thinking, okay, because you got a lot of chicken restaurants. Everybody like chicken. Some people like the thighs, wings, legs, breasts. Some men are fascinated with a pretty face. Some men are fascinated with a great conversation. Some men are fascinated with a working woman. Some men are fascinated with a home or with a woman who knows how to cook and clean and take care of, upkeep a house. Some men are attracted to those things. Not every man is attracted to body features. Some men may just like how a woman looks in certain type of clothing. Every man ain't no butt man. Every man ain't no breast man. Some men like legs. But again, it's certain features that a man likes. Some men like a pretty smile, pretty eyes. Every man don't like the same thing. So why would you, and then why are you, and I don't understand it. Because I grew up in a time where, growing up in the 80s and the 90s, boys like different things. Young men like different things. We didn't come in a time with, come up during a time where it was a lot of plastic surgery, but now it is. Women didn't go change their bodies for a man. They did things for themselves. And a lot of women say, well, yeah, I'm doing it for myself. But then when a man finally see you and he sees all this stuff, he may say, well, no, that's not what I want. Some men don't like wigs. I do it. I wear wigs because right now trying to, not able to go get my hair done. So I just pay for the wigs because it's cheaper for me. But some men like natural, organic stuff. Some men don't like this. You really attract the type of man. A man knows what he likes. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And somebody may agree and disagree with me on this. Again, seek wise counsel to free yourself up from any convictions. There are things that's going on. Again, like I said, Celie, look at her life. She was abused all her life from a child all the way up. So the advice she gave was from an abuser, a person that was abused. She said it was okay. Somebody may have been dealing with something that feels like it's okay for a woman to sleep with a lot of men. Girl, it's okay. It ain't going to bother nothing. Some people, you see what I'm saying? Seek wise counsel. I pray that this video encourages you guys. Watch the movie again and even watch Sex and the City. I think it was the second one. Sex and the City 2. These men, Harpo and Mr. Big, went to women to get advice about their women. And the women that they went to were in a bad place and gave bad counsel. And was convicted in their spirits for the bad counsel that they gave. And they had to free themselves up by apologizing and truly forgiven so that they can be free. So people that you see that's dealing with stuff, that's going through stuff, they're dealing with conviction. Free yourself up. You hurting, you sick in your body. You don't understand why you sick. You don't understand what's going on. And I'm not talking about like, free yourself up. Free whatever's deep inside. Go inside. Go within. When they say go within, I had to go within and free myself up from trauma, abuse, also physical abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse. I had to go within and clean. I had to get a broom. Baby, I took everything that I could to go in and clean I was broken. I felt myself breaking. I had to kill myself. We had a Bible study, revival. We was talking about surgery. Sometimes you have to go get surgery to get the inner stuff so you can heal. But when you have surgery, everybody don't just jump back after surgery. Sometimes your body got to heal because it's been cut open, tugged, and pulled. As a former OB tech, when the women, I couldn't understand why the women said, because I never had a C-section. And the women were saying that they felt pressure. I'm like, well, why they feel pressure? Because they stomach and womb is open and these doctors stretching your uterus. You hear me? To pull this baby out and then got to stitch it back up. Your body got to heal from that. You got to heal. You're going to go through some hurt. That's why they said go outside, breathe some fresh air, laugh, watch something. This is why we got the playrooms, and you see people saying, oh, well, that's crazy. I wouldn't do. Let these women, let myself, if we want to go out and take our dolls out and have a good time, let us do that. Leave us alone because we healing. We enjoying what we do. I'm looking at all the doll shows and people laughing at me. And I'm like, look, they got doll shows. Been having doll shows for the longest. I'm 49 years old and American Girl was out since I was young. I always wanted American Girl doll. And here now they got American Girl doll stores. Because you healing, you working on yourself. You done freed yourself up. But those that haven't forgiven, haven't healed, they under this conviction. Divine Infinite Creator, in the mighty name of Yahshua Jesus Christ, forgive me for my sins, known and unknown. Father, if I have done anything to hurt anyone, I am asking right now that I can make it right so that I can get closer to you and get freed up from this weight of conviction. Dear Heavenly Father, I thought I was saying and doing the right thing. And I said and done something to really hurt somebody. Father, allow me to get in a situation where I can ask for forgiveness. And Father, if I ask for forgiveness, when I ask for forgiveness, and if they don't forgive me, free me up from this because I went and asked for forgiveness. Some people have gone away and I'm not able to ask them for forgiveness. They are dead and gone. So, Father, I'm asking you right now in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, Yeshua, that you forgive me. And I thank you. Amen. Free yourself up. Celie did. You don't have to toss and turn at night. You don't have to live in that low vibration. Get that stuff off you. That's just the weight of that conviction. And that's what the enemy, you sitting up here and don't know what's going on and where it's coming from. All you got to do is pray and lift it up. The enemy is weighing you down, weighing your body down, and you don't know what's going on. Y'all be blessed. Again, this is adult doll therapy. I'm going to title this Seeking Wise Counsel. Harpo was seeking wise counsel because he went to his dad. He went to Celie. That counsel was not wise. That counsel was given into a place of hurt. And Milster had to see his daddy do that because that was something that was going down. Look, Mr. probably was saw his dad abuse his mom. Now Harpo seen his dad's abuse Celie, and now Harpo's children seeing him abuse their mom. See that? See how that goes down generation to generation because they thinking that it's right. It's not right. It's wrong. And now people are under convictions and they dealing with stuff and they thought it was right. These people, y'all, we judge and we don't ever get to ask a person what made them go this way. What made them, because truth is coming out. It's coming out that these little girls have been touched. These little boys have been touched. And now we want to judge and mock and make fun of people. And people are hurting and being abused all their life, thinking that it's right. It's wrong. Free yourself up from that. Free yourself up from whatever. If you choose to continue to go down that path, you made that choice. We can't, that's your decision. We understand. But for those who just saying, wait a minute, some people didn't know it was wrong. Some things I didn't know it was wrong until I got up older in my age. Some people don't want to share their story because they embarrassed and they shame. And I get that, but God has freed us up from that. To the single mothers, I know right now there is this song that's going out about now you're a single mom. I was a single mom. I thought it was funny. I really did. At first, I was like, I thought it was funny. And then I said to myself, those women who were lashing out, I said, okay, they hurt. They hurt. They're really hurt. And it's not funny when somebody is hurting. And so I get it. And I get also the guy situation, the guy side of it. So the elders, we see a problem. And now what are we going to do? Oh, that's their life. We got to pray. Pray for families. Pray for families. We already know that when you're married, it's hard to get government assistance because the government feels like if you're a man and you have children, you should be able to support your kids. It's no government assistance for men. It's more government assistance for women and children. And the reason why they get a government assistance to the women is because they want to make sure these children are taken care of. But that is thrown on the government. That's not the government's responsibility to take care of something they didn't create, or maybe they did. Okay, that's a different story. So to you single mothers, be encouraged. You will find love, okay? You raise your children and focus on your children. They have counseling. They have activities where you can take your kids. If you got sons, that's why a lot of women will put their sons in like basketball program, football program. And if you want to watch the movie, It's More Than a Game. I think it was LeBron James. His mother was a single mother and she put him in basketball camp. I'm saying basketball camp, but it could have been something else. And look what happened with LeBron James. So a lot of these young men were raised by single mothers and their mothers put them in these camps and programs. I didn't do that. Now that I look back, that was a decision that I wish I would have did. I wish I would have put my son more into sports, but I didn't. But now since I have grandsons, that's what I'm trying to give Wise Counsel to make him learn how to interact with other boys, you know, and they're active. They're, you know, do go out and have fun with their friends and stuff like that. Well, one of them. So that's what we're trying to do. Give Wise Counsel. And if I don't know, I'll just pray and say, I don't know. I don't want to give the wrong information because I don't know the answer. And a lot of times, that's all we got to say is, sometimes people just want you to listen, let them vent, and just say, well, I'll pray for you because I don't have the answer. I'm sorry if I'm not saying anything. I just don't have the answer. I don't know what to say. But Jesus got the answer. You don't have to tell me all your business. I have stopped plenty of people. You don't have to tell me. I don't want to know. That's between you and God. We're going to pray according to his will and his purpose. Because I'm not fit to pray, oh, Lord, let them come and make, because that may not be the man or the woman for you. Okay? Y'all be blessed. seek wise counsel. Make sure you watch the movie The Color Purple. Take notes and get that from, watch that movie and take notes. Sex and the City 2. Again, this was adult doll therapy. Thanks again for watching, and y'all have a blessed day. Okay, bye.